We are now streaming live. Good night, or good evening. Welcome to another episode of Politicking as Usual. It's your favorite alderwoman, Jamisha Harris, and I don't know how you see us on your screen, but to my left, I have one of my favorite co-hosts, Demetrius, in the
What's
building.
good? What up, everybody?
Got his shirt on, representing. This is mine today. What you got on?
Educated Black Kings.
Okay. And we have guests tonight. So how my screen looks, diagonal left, I have Mr. Slaughter, and straight down, I have Mr. Nick Blunt. So they're going to introduce themselves. Whoever wants to go first, you know the rules. Tell us why you're voting in this election and why voting is important. So whoever wants to go first, go right ahead.
Sure, I can go first. So first of all, thank you guys for having me on here. So Darrell Slaughter, I'm a county commissioner in Ingham County, Michigan, Lansing, where the capital of Michigan. I'm voting because we got to get that guy out of there. I mean, he is like, I'm just going to be straight up. We need to get him out of there. You know, everything, anything that you care about, criminal justice reform, climate change, housing reforms, like, he's not going to do it. We need to get him out of there. So that's why I'm voting, and I think everybody else should too. So
that's definitely a good reason to say you need to vote.
That's simple.
What about you, Mr. Blunt?
Okay, guys. So my name is Nick Blunt, and I'm actually running for the North Carolina House of Representatives in Raleigh. And I'm voting in this election because we need to work on saving our democracy. Because it seems like at every twist and turn in these past 4 years and the past 4 months, we keep hearing how this president is trying to subvert our democracy and overturn our republic. And ultimately, it's time that we as the people start holding these government officials accountable. So when these radical ideas happen, we tell no.
Right. I agree. So it's a lot been going on, especially in North Carolina. And our sister's gonna be jumping on a little later, Miss Fayetteville. She had some stuff going on. But Demetrius, just first of all, can I just do a mental check? How you doing, my brother?
I'm sleeping good at night because, at the end of the day, I'm one human being, and my job is just to report it and to laugh at it. Because, honestly and truly, in my profession, if you don't know how to just laugh at certain things, it makes for a very, very rough day. And, it's unprecedented times like no other, both on the half of already everything that's happening with 2020, and then on top of that, factor in the election. Then factor in celebrities trying to be activists all of a sudden, and then factor in litigation that we ain't ever heard of coming forth. You just tell me where you want me to stop at. We got flip-flops going on, everything.
That's the thing that gets me is that since we last talked, we have a new Supreme Court justice, but we don't have no COVID.
No stimulus at all.
Package. Okay.
Which is unprecedented.
I was just wondering if I missed a couple of meetings. I just want to make sure I got to check in. But the last time I done checked, we don't got no stimulus. People still struggling, and the president leaving them out in the cold for protests and rallies and stuff. But y'all got a new Supreme Justice in there. So yeah, that's how it's been going.
Which is amazing. I'm literally like. It's the same thing just with North Carolina. And for those, the two guests, for those that don't know, I'm a lobbyist, been doing government relations for the last 5 years in the state of North Carolina. And of course, run through the General Assembly all across the state, all of that. But it's just literally amazing how on all scales of government, the expediency, depending on the issue and who's involved, is always uncanny.
Right.
Because literally, they confirmed a U.S. Supreme Court justice in about 2 or 3 weeks, less than a month.
It felt like 24 hours.
Yeah, literally. And we ain't had a stimulus package since really the CARES Act.
Right. They had a ceremony. They had a sit-down dinner. I
Yeah.
mean, they had drinks. I mean, it was a big to do. Like she just got voted in.
Literally.
The ink wasn't even dry.
Right, and if I can jump in, one of the things I've been hearing from my friends who aren't as involved in politics, like they're saying they're seeing that hypocrisy, the fact that they could push through these like big bailouts for companies or like push this Supreme Court justice in, and they can't even get like a COVID stimulus package. They can't get us another $1,200 at least another 12. I mean, that's just excuse my language, ass backwards. That it doesn't make much sense. There's the priorities are off. So what you said, Demetrius, about depending on who's involved and who's wanting to push it, that really depends on how fast. So that's crazy. So
It is, and I mean, just think about it. Now in North Carolina, I applaud Governor Cooper, not being partisan or nothing, but I applaud him for, doing all of the things that he's doing. So I know, Mr. Slaughter, I know you're not from North Carolina, but our governor, Roy Cooper, is a Democrat. So he's been enacting executive orders to keep people from getting evicted, taking care of their utilities and everything. He just recently did something else worth a couple $1 million to help people who are negatively impacted by COVID. Yeah. So they basically, if you're negatively impacted by COVID, you can't get evicted and they're going to help pay for your stuff, basically.
Right.
So I applaud him.
Yeah.
But it's just like
now the thing is, I love Cooper because he done appointed me to the North Carolina Human Relations Board, and I appreciate it. But the thing that frustrates me about that, the Hope Act and the monies is you got to be at the brink of being evicted. Why can't you just pay my rent? You know what I'm saying? Because the funds that I do have need to go to the other bills, especially if I'm actually being impacted by Corona. Excuse me. By the COVID, because my hours may have dropped. I may have to work at home because of daycare. So, so why do I have to actually have a notice of eviction or close to eviction or be to the point of eviction before? No, everybody in North Carolina or everybody that meets a certain guideline and funds of what they make should have their rent paid or their mortgage, whatever the case may be. Like, they got this money. The government has the money. Cancel rent, cancel mortgages. We are not going to see it in the COVID anytime soon.
Mm-mm.
We're not. Do you know that Craven County, where I'm at in North Carolina, there was only 3 counties in North Carolina that the White House specifically sent a letter to say, hey, you're a county of concern because you had over 300 new cases in the last 14 days. The White House sent us a letter saying you got too many cases. That's why we still in phase 3. No one's taking it serious. We need these elected officials to not be pushing through Supreme Court justices. Y'all need to be pushing through these monies so that we could stay at home and slow the spread of the virus. Or maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong.
no.
I mean, that sounds legit. But honest and true, it's just at a point now, I'm like, an elected official can only do but so much. Common sense got to kick in at some point. Why does it take an act of Congress or God for you to actually believe like you need to do something?
Right.
Like,
not even common sense. Where's your values at? Where do you prioritize people's well-being? People are hurting. Like, like people are hurting. People are in Michigan. That's what I'll say. I'm glad, Governor Cooper is
You in Detroit, Michigan?
I am not in Detroit. I'm in our capital, which is about an hour 15. But that's my roots. I'm from down there and all that. But no, I live in our capital. But and that's great that Governor Cooper has done those things. Our governor, that woman from Michigan, you all may have heard, Governor Gretchen Whitmer, who has been doing great work. Our Republican legislature has been at every turn when she's tried to help people with evictions and providing additional funding and implementing these different protocols so that people are practicing social distancing, that sort of thing. Our Supreme Court, our Michigan Supreme Court, just struck down all her powers to be able to implement those types of things. And now we're at the mercy of her having to work with our legislature, our Republican-led legislature that wants to see, they essentially want to see her fail because they want to run against her and knock her out. So it's just so disappointing that, their priorities, their values, they're prioritizing politics and power over this wanted to make sure that we treat this, treat this like an actual public health crisis. So,
But see now, so this is this meeting, not this meeting, but this show, right? The show. This is the last push of the polls.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be real raw, right? Because like I said, we are nonpartisan, meaning any candidate, you are welcome to come on this platform, but we're gonna keep it real with you because that's how we do with politicking as usual, right? Like you said, D, you talked about these celebrities that just want to jump out every election. I'm talking to the individuals, specifically Twitter gangsters, Facebook gangsters, where y'all just be typing and you know that you have your friends and family and followers that talk to you. And these are even local. I'm not necessarily New Bern, but I'm saying on a timeline where you want to throw out the question of like the lesser of the two evils. We're past that. You understand? On the ballot, and I wrote this in a long Facebook message. For me, if you don't have an understanding on who you need to vote for, let me break it down to you on why I'm voting again. Because I now have a pre-existing condition because I beat cancer. So if you love me, if you care about me, your vote is not just for yourself, it's for me. So pre-existing conditions are now on the ballot. Well, they were, but now it matters to me even more. My son's autistic. That's a pre-existing condition. That's on the ballot, okay? Medicare is on the ballot. You have elder folks, relatives, that's on the ballot. Affordable housing is on the ballot. The way that we handle COVID moving forward after November 3rd or inauguration in January, that's on the ballot. So either way, if you don't like how the administration handled it, that's on the ballot. That's what you're voting for. It's not just because you don't like Biden or you think Biden put so many black people behind bars and this, that, and the third. I'm not trying to hear all that because I'm going to bring it up because I'm going to find it. And I got to bleep some of the words that was on there. But this African-American, Angela Rye reposted it. She broke down everything. He broke down almost everything that Obama did. Because you know how black people like to get up here and say Obama didn't do nothing for them. While y'all talk, I'm going to bring it up and let you know how much Obama did do. Because that's the thing. People don't realize you are in this administration. So 45 been in the White House for 4 years. So even if he stays, he's still going to inherit what he did and didn't do the last 4 years. And if you get a new administration, they're going to inherit what was done and what wasn't done. And you got to try and work with what you got to make things pass. So you can't come at Obama and say he ain't do nothing if he ain't have the numbers to get it done. I'm frustrated with y'all. If y'all don't go out here and early vote, because it's going to be raining. You don't see these hurricanes popping up, the storms and stuff. Don't give me no reason why you ain't standing that line. I had a drain tube hanging out, stood in the line for 1 hour and 10 minutes to go vote. If you do not go vote in this election because you think your vote don't matter or you're too lazy to go vote, we're going to have a problem because we need you to vote because there's a down ballot. There's other people like this man right here, Nick. He's running for a House seat.
right.
Representative seat that's underneath the presidency. You gotta read and go down. It's more people. What is it? 26 other contested position. This is from North Carolina on the ballot that you gotta vote for. You can write Mickey Mouse in if you want to. I don't advise you to, but you have every right to. All right, I'm done. Go ahead. Somebody go else while I look up this thing. I'm gonna go off on a tangent on y'all, okay?
I mean, what you're saying is real because honestly, it's just as us being involved in this. I don't know if they took civics and economics out of high school, but that was one of my best performing subjects when I was in high school. So that's why I know this shit. Not only do I know it because I practice it, but because I remember that. Right. And the whole, what did Obama do? How is the question.
Right.
You had the first black president in history.
Right.
Remember the day after he was
I got it too, whenever you're ready.
What did Mitch McConnell say? What he say?
Yeah. He said that we paid our debts by having a black president. There's no such thing as reparations. And not to mention, y'all remember they were putting up pictures and like posters of him hanging from a rope.
I remember that.
And on top of that, he didn't have control of either chamber.
Right.
I don't know if y'all, I'm a college professor. We can go down civics and economics if you want to. I got time and energy for it. So, I mean.
We got enough time. And the thing is, we want y'all to know you know, I'm biracial. I love my white people. I love everybody. But I'm going to be vocal about some things because at the end of the day, I need to make sure that we defend the Black vote. And if you don't understand that, if you're a white friend of mine and you don't understand what I'm talking about, then you're not paying attention to what's going on, because he was armed, but I don't feel like he was a threat, was shot down when you could have pulled out a taser on video that we ain't gonna get no justice for, but that's a whole nother podcast. Right. But this gentleman has a whole bunch of vulgar language in here that I'm not gonna say, but he basically said the people that complain about Obama not doing nothing were born in 92 and were on their parents' health insurance until they were 25. Are always the ones talking about Obama didn't do nothing for the Black community. He said your mama bought you a brand new car and got $7,000 in the trade-in value in 2009 after the cash for clunkers. Ironically, that's the car she gave you when you left for college. You still driving it. He says those big ass tax refunds y'all get for having kids, Obama did that. All those Pell Grants you got in college that you used to get a refund so you could buy a MacBook wouldn't have gotten unless Obama expanded the program back in 2010. He said he gave you 62 Black federal judges and it's only 228 in the history. He said he allowed former felons to qualify for SBA loans. He said my brother got one and messed it up. He said the incarceration rate of Black people was at its lowest point since the crime bill during his last year in office and back under Trump. Hold on, I ain't finished yet. Hold on. He said he created an entire program for HBCUs to get federal funding, and he gave HBCUs $4 billion of federal funding a year. Am I right or am I wrong, D? Okay. Right. He took military grade equipment away from the police officers. He said he the reason your parents were able to refinance their mortgage off that 80-20 loan and saved about $40,000 over the life of the mortgage. He changed the requirements and lowered the fees on FHA loans. Black people, we need FHA loans, you know, because of the systematic racism, you know. And he said federal contractors had to provide sick leave, extend leave, and personal time because of him. He said, and y'all don't know shit about shit. Oh, okay. And he said, y'all don't know ish about ish. Y'all just be talking ish. But I mean,
I'm still on. Why we on Obama? That was a long time ago.
Because they equate that to Biden. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, stop nitpicking Biden. Biden is an ends to a means. We have to vote for him. Yes, we do, because there's a whole bunch of other people on the ticket. And if we get them in, we now have the opportunity to push through some legislation. I don't understand how people don't get that. All right, I'm done. Go ahead. Who's next?
It's aggravating.
As I sip from my John Lewis Good Trouble tumbler, it got tea in it.
Where'd you get that from? I need to get one.
I support small Black business, so this girl made it for me. I had her put I'm a survivor for cancer, and then on here Good Trouble, because God knew I still had some good trouble to get into.
Right.
That's
but
right.
I mean, all in all, you know, the whole reason this podcast kind of started is, you know, our age, we all look like we're millennials. We're young, we're gorgeous. And I know that we have these conversations within our prospective groups when we have to be professional, but we're chilling and being real. And you know, you have those individuals in your group that's going to try and challenge you, whether they're doing it to be devil's advocate or not. They're going to say, well, Biden did this, Biden did that, Biden did this. Kamala, whatever. I can't say her name.
Kamala.
Auntie, what is it?
Kamala.
Well, I'm calling her Auntie Harris. Okay. Auntie then did what she did. My thing is, like, if people judged you on everything that you did, would you want them to give you a second chance? I'll wait. Mm-hmm. Right. Exactly. And I understand that, yes, our people, Black people, were at a cost for what was done, but he also apologized and he said, we made a mistake. When have you heard 45 come up to the mic and say he made a mistake on something? Not near never. So again, what's on the ballot? Our morals, our values, integrity, our character, all of that is on the ballot, because when people look at America, they say, it's a melting pot. I want to come here. It's the land of the free. You feel me? Why are you laughing, Nick? I feel like you got something to say. I'm on one tonight, y'all.
Just because I'm gonna strike at our president, because it's, how are you going to lead the world's biggest melting pot?
Mm-hmm.
Yet you are elected in
You got bars too.
Yeah, I know.
small majority that just seek. This is the funny thing about it. You said you're down in New Bern.
We ain't hear what you said
Me
because
and
your internet messed up.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I hear you. You
Yep.
said you had a strife with the I don't call him president 45 because he's supposed to lead by example. What did you say?
Right.
He's supposed to lead?
He's supposed to lead
Mm-hmm.
the world's biggest
Melting pot. Mm-hmm.
He's supposed to represent us.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you keep getting in with a narrow margin of white supremacists and racists?
That's the
And-
business. That's
and-
who showed up. Because
Well, and
we
Ms.
ain't show up.
And Ms.
We
Harris,
ain't
let me
show
explain this
up.
to you. This is the thing. Me and you share a lot of commonalities here.
Mm-hmm.
You're biracial. I'm biracial.
Mm-hmm.
You live in Craven County. I live in Beaufort County. I'm literally right above you.
Mm-hmm.
So the fight that me and you are facing in this area is pretty much the same.
Oh, most definitely.
So, and people don't think, when they think of a state race, as being that heated. Let me go ahead and tell you, this race that I'm in, I don't think I'm fighting as much against Kidwell's policies as much as Trump's reputation.
That's who you running against?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
No,
my thing. I don't think I'm running so much against Kidwell as I am the reputation of Trump in this area.
Well, I think honestly,
And
North
so-
Carolina is going to be turned blue. I mean, that's my hope. I think based on what the numbers is looking like. Oh, Shakila. Go ahead.
Oh, I am praying and hoping that we turn.
That's how. Hey, girl, how you doing?
Empowering to see.
This is our beautiful other co-host, Councilwoman Shakila Ingram from Fayetteville, straight where J. Cole from representing.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
We
Hello,
got
woman. Nice to meet you.
we got Nick Blunt running for House of Representatives in Caldwell's district. What's his name? Kidwell's district. You know who that is, right? Shakila?
Think so.
Okay.
Okay, hold on.
Check your chat.
I'm done. Thank you.
Check your chat.
Okay, and then
He be on it.
now Daryl, I know you because we are our
YO member.
what is it, YEO?
Yes,
Right, that's what I'm saying. Well, we are brothers and sisters in the fight.
that's right.
And you're already elected because you said you're a county commissioner.
Yep, county commissioner. Yeah, I was elected 2 years ago, but I'm on the ballot again. So we run every 2 years, but
What? Every 2 years?
every 2 years.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. You know, luckily I
Same here.
You
There
run
you go.
every 2 years? Nah, that don't make no sense. Like mine is 4.
Yeah, I got elected in December of last year. I'll be running again July next year.
See, I run next year, but I got elected in December 2017. So I run next year, but I mean, I'm a term limit person. I only want to do 2 terms or whatever, but I don't know. But I understand what you're saying, Nick. You know, we have the same. How is your race going though? How do you feel the turnout is for you in regards to you? I mean, because when you're a candidate, right, and you know your odds, it's like you know before election whether you got it or not, and it's like, do you? I mean, how are you feeling?
So the interesting thing with our election, we are literally, I think this race is going to be neck and neck because I've had Republicans come over and support me from his base.
Oh, wow.
Because a lot of people up here in Beaufort, a lot of people in Beaufort County, they vote based on party. And to me, I kind of have an issue with that, but that's a whole nother topic. But as far as our race goes, I've got bipartisan support.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's
because,
good.
Well, it's because I'm not running down behind party politics like the opponent pretty much is.
Right. So even though your race is a partisan race, I think that it's important when you some counties, they do it where it's partisan, but it should be
elected.
Okay, so city council is nonpartisan, right? But when you start to get to the state level and the city level, you're going to Congress, I don't know, for me, I get that you need to have red and blue, but I feel like it should specifically be based on issues. Because regardless if you're Republican or regardless if you're Democrat, you're going to need Medicare, right? Regardless if you're Democrat, regardless of your Republican, you still want the administration that's in the White House to do right by how they're handling COVID. So I say you got to put your party affiliation to the side and vote your conscience. And I tell people, if you could go to sleep after you vote and wake up and you're okay with what you did, then that's on you. You know what I'm saying? That's on you. But I do feel like, when I see people on my timeline, like defending 45 and some of his actions, it's like, I'm not saying you are racist. I'm just saying that I question some of your values and your character, because it's like, it's plain as day how he is and the things that he says. Like,
and Jameis, so you hit on something that I think is really important. I think like probably Trump's 45 biggest failing is the fact that, so yeah, we have our partisan lane. So some people are Democrats, some people are Republicans. We have certain things we advocate for, but at a basic level, especially we're dealing with a health crisis, a pandemic, regardless if you're a Democrat, Republican, whatever. Like at a basic level, your job, you represent everybody at that point when you're the president. So basic things like having a coordinated plan to make sure that that everybody has like proper testing and the equipment, those types of things. To me, that's like, again, forget the partisan stuff. That's the basic job of being a president and being like the lead everybody. He's failed on it. And that's disgusting. I don't understand how anybody can see that and still vote for him, but so.
Well, it's not even just a president's job. That is for every person who is a politician's job.
That's right.
You don't look out specifically for Democrats. As a commissioner, you don't just represent part of Lansing. You represent the people of Lansing.
Everybody, right. Yep.
For me, I'm not running. I'm running underneath the Democratic ticket, yes. But I'm running for the people of my county and my district. Right. So therefore, I'm running for everyone in Beaufort County and Northern Craven County.
Man,
so it's
checking off the box whether you're a Democrat or Republican is a status in society. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Because if we all went independent, then what? Let's all go independent, meaning you mind your business and I'm gonna mind mine. And whenever I roll up in there to get my ballot, that's what I'm asking for. The only person that's gonna know which one I'm asking for is during the primary. But if we all independent, it don't matter. Just run off of issues.
Exactly.
Come on. For me, it's like the people that we have in office, and then like you see the pictures of Mitch. What's going on with the man? His face is all black and blue. His hands is black and blue. It's like he's holding on. If you sick, go get some help. It can't be that much ill will, or I gotta get one up on you, Pelosi, to survive. Like, get your health together, because it looks like he's dying in front of us just because you want to push through a Supreme Court justice. You want to get through this election. That's the
It's
problem.
amazing
we
to
just-
me over that whole confirmation process of Amy Coney Barrett. I have literally sat there and watched through. I didn't watch her confirmation when she got like the final confirmation, but I was watching the prior ones,
Mhm.
and it's just remarkable to see hypocrisy come to the Senate floor in the way that it did.
Right.
Yep.
Because this Supreme Court justice was nominated when? In beginning of this month or so?
I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
And Merrick Garland from Obama's administration was nominated how many months out from the election? 9 months?
Yep.
And you look at how Mitch McConnell got in and stopped it, and
Mhm.
absolutely stopped it.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, for a senator and a majority leader to have that type of power and to literally rob one president of one option to give it to the next one,
Yeah.
to me, that's unconstitutional to me.
Well, that's the
It
difference.
reminds me,
That's the difference between.
well, it reminds me of Marbury versus Madison
Mhm.
over the commissions to the circuit courts.
Mhm.
So I was literally dumbfounded to see, even after the Democrats had used Mitch McConnell's words against him, the
Mhm.
strongest thing you can do against somebody is use their own words against them, because good luck trying to talk your way out of something that you said.
That's
But
right.
Nick, have you seen the movie Bird Box on
Yes.
Netflix? Because that's where his base got. Because you give them the facts and they still act like they can't see it. What you mean? I said what? Huh? It's in black and white. That's how they walk around, like they just still in the Bird Box in the Bird Box movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's frustrating. But if it was the opposite administration, they would have been, I hate to say it, crucified, disrespected. I mean, it's not fair, but life is not fair. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is we have to continue to tell people, you cannot sit this election out. You have to vote. And I don't care who you
And that's the
vote for.
biggest thing. I don't understand why people won't go vote.
Right.
Guys, if you are watching this, literally, it is your voice. You
Because they
remember
think
when
that
you
their
were
vote
sitting
doesn't
in
matter.
the classroom? No, hold on. Do you guys remember when you were sitting in the classroom and the teacher was talking to you and you wanted to say something back, but you couldn't?
Right.
Now is your time to hold the teacher accountable.
Right.
Now is your time to remove the teacher.
Right. That's true.
Let me say this, though, and I agree with everything you're saying. But I know we all have group chats where we got that one, a couple friends who don't believe in voting, and they'll find any reason under the sun to justify them not voting. But I mean, just to be honest, and it's something like the environment we deal with. There's been a ton of like bad examples of like elected officials just taking advantage of the people. Not like actually reflecting what people want to see.
Right.
So I'm just saying that, so I completely agree with everything you're saying, Nick, but there are some reasons why people are against or don't believe in the system. And that's why getting good people elected like you and Dries and me and other people, like, so that we can start upholding like what we have, the idea of like what a good elected official is, but
Right.
that's where we're combating right now. So.
And I
But
mean,
we're not even just combating that. We're combating an extremely partisan nature and a very charged political atmosphere right now.
For sure.
it's true. I
And
mean,
that in itself works against us. It's like pushing a boulder up a mountain for the boulder to slide back down.
mhm.
And I'll get partisan to this for a little bit, just for a second. So I think the Republican Party has made a deal with the devil. I think they've been very aware of that segment in society that that those type of messages, lock her up, or those people in Mexico, letting them over, those types of things. They've known that those things appeal to that base, and in order to maintain power, because they know that their base, the Republican base, is getting older. I mean, they're whiter, they're older, they're starting to die off, they're more homogeneous. We look at the Democratic Party, black, Latino, younger, and so they basically made a play like, if we're going to survive, we need to really lock in those people.
But we got to keep it real now. The Democratic Party, okay, we're going to talk partisan now. I'm going to keep it 1,000.
Sure.
The Democratic Party got to get it together, because we had how many candidates?
I agree. I look, this is not to let them off the hook at all.
God, it was 1,000 of them. We don't have it together, and I hope, if you can hear me, after this damn election on November 4th, when you wake up, everybody that is actually civically engaged, you start putting your plan together and your action items together, because we have to be ready for the next election, which is in the middle. And this is 2020, and then we got it 2022, and then we got to be ready for, there's election every year in North Carolina for us, but we really got to be ready for 2024, because everybody is going to jump out the woodworks thinking that they could be a president of the United States of America, and they can't.
Right.
We got to set some qualifications, especially when it's coming from the Democrat. We got to get better leadership in all county or state across the whole country in the Democratic Party. Or get rid of it and everybody go independent, period. That's how I feel about it.
I'm going to say I agree with you on everything you just said. The Democratic Party does have to get itself together, for sure. Do better by black people, black and brown people, but particularly black people, because we've been loyal and been part of it with them for quite some time, and we still haven't seen a lot of the change that we need to see. But the other thing I'm going to say, the point you were starting to get at, so at President Obama's convention speech, I'm not going to be able to quote it exactly, but he talks about, there's a line where he talks about when people vote for us and they think that, okay, we got Darrell in there, he gonna solve everything. He gonna solve racism. He gonna, everybody's gonna have food in their mouth, have access to healthcare. But what ends up happening is that Darrell's in the seat, but like the people that got him there are not like there to help.
Right, they went back home and got under the covers. They put their onesie on and they send you an email. Hey, I need you to fix this. Hey, I need you to come to the meeting. I need the rest of my board to know that this street needs to be fixed, and I'm not just throwing darts. You know what I'm saying? Or, hey, we need some after school funding over here. Or, hey, we need you to create a program for this community over here. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. So no, you're exactly right. So we need to start, and he says so basically we need to get an idea of okay, you guys got me in here. I need you, as I'm trying to govern, as I'm trying to enact the things that I ran on to try to get you people. But get us the things that we asked for. Right. I need you there at, like you said, at the board meeting. I need you to put pressure on other folks. Let them know that you're here. So. Yeah, I just wanted to say that. I think that's, it's a participant. We need everybody to get on board for sure.
So Demetrius, in our lovely little politicking as usual text group, my friends, my co-hosts, you had posted something on there. I know you want to talk about it because you're so quiet. I need your energy. I feel like you about to tell me you about to log off because you bored.
No. Just still over here just going through my daily reading because I didn't have a chance to do it today. But well, here in North Carolina, we are lucky because our Supreme Court was on our side. So for all of those that are doing the absentee and or mail-in ballots, previously it was supposed to be made so that on November 6th, that's when they were going to stop counting. So if your stuff wasn't turned in by the 6th, that was it. And so now the Supreme Court has sided with us and decided that they're going to count everything until November the 12th. Mm. So again, it just goes to the fact
that it has to be
postmarked by
Okay, but we are encouraging you that if you didn't get your mail-in ballot or you did get it, because we don't know how if they overnight while we were sleeping changed out these post box and built them, and they really not post box, you know, whatever, because mailboxes, because I done seen that on Facebook, and everything that's on Facebook is true. You need to physically go down and drop it off so you know that it got to where it got to go, because we can't take no chances in this election at all, because every single opportunity for them, whoever them may be to you, black, white, yellow, green, whatever nationality, are going to try and stop you. And I'm talking to anybody that wants to vote and use their voice. They're doing voter intimidation. You need to be able to speak up, and every location has a number for you to call. And I was on to defend the black vote the other night. I don't remember the number. God forgive me. I'll post it on the Facebook. But you gotta like go early, because if you try to go on November 3rd, listen,
Ain't no helping you.
It's gonna be a lot than a little. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And if you're not, like, you can steal from North Carolina. I'm not sure how it is where when your early voting ends, but up until 3:00 on October 31st, you can go and register to vote and vote. You can't do that on November 3rd now. You already have to be a registered voter. So, and if
honestly, I don't think people take advantage of this stuff the way it is. Like every single legislative session, that is one thing that they are trying to cut. They're trying to add photo ID, and they're trying to cut early voting and one stop and all of that. All of these things that we have that are in place, these shits are not privileges, or scratch it, they are not entitlements, rather.
Hell
That
no.
is something that could be gone in one legislative biennium. That could be gone in a day. We've seen how they steamroll legislation through when it's of a certain caliber. And you know damn well, if they want to get rid of something like that, they can.
Right.
Like, stop. Like, I done seen
where you fit in.
fight for it. Like, it only takes a vote to lose all this stuff.
Right. And that's why you gotta vote. You have to. And this is the thing. I know I'm very vocal about who I'm voting for and why I'm voting and what I'm suggesting. But honestly, from the core of me, I personally really don't care who you vote for. I care that you do vote. Now, if you want to have a personal conversation with me and debate me on why I'm voting, and I'm going to go with you on why you're voting the way you are, we can have that conversation. That's fine. But me personally, as an elected official and as a citizen, I just want you to vote. Please vote, because that gives you a right, whether you understand what we mean about saying you have a right. Like if you personally come to me and you want to have a debate and conversate with me, and I can pull your name up and it shows that you didn't vote this election, I'm not going to waste my breath with you because you didn't even use your civic duty. You didn't do your civic duty or use your voice. So what are you going to talk? What are you going to debate me about?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so vote who you want to vote for. Just vote. That's how I feel.
Legit. And if everybody calls me for questions, I'm gonna be straight up. If you ain't vote, don't even ask me and try to complain. Because we know how we do. We quick to complain about something real quick. If something ain't going right, we gonna talk pure cash money, you know what, and we gonna complain, we gonna raise holy hell, and we gonna spread that on to the next generation and talk shit until our face turn purple in the face.
Yep.
But guess what? Did you vote?
That's right.
You know what? And I'm gonna do it like I did last night on this other panel. And that post that I made talking junk, and I'm getting to the point now, I'm sick of being nice. Jamisha, you done messed up by taking me out the suit. So now I feel like I ain't even got to be professional. But legit, I get so tired of my friends calling me and saying, yo, D, I don't really do politics, man. I'm like, MF, let me explain something to you. And I really be calling them MF. Because I made a status, I said, y'all depend on government for the Section 8 housing that you live in, the lights in that damn house, transportation through public transportation, the buses, the taxis, all that stuff. Y'all depend on government for Head Start to babysit your kids while you go work at McDonald's.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, y'all rely on the phone services, healthcare, unemployment, and all of that. So even if you don't do government,
what was this? Who?
I don't know who pissed me off that day, but yeah, I went in. That damn thing got shared 85 times. Because again, it's like I'm getting sick and tired of being nice. Like y'all talking about y'all don't do government, but you getting all these damn benefits.
And then, if you don't mind, I want to see that because I have friends like that too. Like, oh, F the government, I'm not voting, yada yada yada. you know, like that list, having that list ready. Yeah, I want to put that in his face and see.
You need to, because again, people think that this shit is entitled to them. No, this can be gone in a vote.
That's right.
Like,
Yes. It's
you not- this is
gonna
on the
be
chopping
going.
block.
It's on the ballot.
like literally, all of this is on the chopping block. Like,
November
I'll be
3rd.
real.
Right.
I'm nonpartisan, but I hang with Republicans a lot. I listen to them because I know that's who's in control right now. They do not want you to have all of this because one, they're not for handouts. They want you to be self-reliant and not rely on government. They believe in smaller government, less involvement. So
Right.
with that, if you're getting all of these benefits, they're gonna be pissed off. And
Right.
again, that can be gone tomorrow. It only takes a day for them to slash that. And y'all know we already coming out of a pandemic. North Carolina has a $24 billion budget every single legislative biennium. We did not get to pass a budget this year because we had gridlock. Now we have all these gaps that are going to be filled and cuts are going to be made in some very excruciating places.
Yeah.
What do you think our issues are going to be at as far as where the money goes?
Top of the list.
Exactly.
Cutting it off.
And y'all think this stuff is an entitlement? Nah, bruh. This junk can be gone. Like, I assure you. And it has come very close to
Listen,
being gone.
The school board, your
Uh-huh.
local school board. There's school boards across the country. I know in North Carolina that's on the board. You mad that your kids ain't in school? If that's the way you rocking, or you mad that they got kids in school and that's the way you rocking? Guess what? Your school board is the one that decided to put the kids back into school or not put the kids in the school. You have a choice to vote on that. You have a choice to vote on that. Like it's not just the presidency.
Right.
That's
I mean,
one position.
Don't
let me-
scream up and down about Breonna Taylor either, because our attorney general is up for voting too. And y'all pissed off about Breonna Taylor.
We
That's
got
the decision.
we got all of the district court judges that's up on North Carolina.
Mhm.
Most of
And
them.
Demetria, I'm gonna piss them off real quick. Y'all quick to wear their shirt that says "Free my homie" because he did a drug deal because of this. Free your homie for what? Did you try to free your homie by voting in a judge that was gonna give him less time than they just gave a rapist?
Child support judges is on the ballot. Where they
You
determine
know what that means.
with the attorney fitting to bring. I was a child support caseworker. I know. I voted for all of them. Shout out to Judge Mills because I rock with you. I love him. He's the best in New Bern. But judges is on the ballot. Like, yo, Jessica Holmes, if you live in North Carolina, she will be the first Black woman to be on the elevator because we claim in that position. She works in this position. She's an attorney. She's active in this position. You understand? Like, if y'all don't elect Jessica Holmes to the North Carolina Labor Commission, we're going to have a problem, okay? You better
Don't
vote.
complain about how hard your job is either, because that's who does that. Like, they make sure your labor is safe and fair.
You get her on the job,
Yeah.
who you gonna call? Not the Ghostbusters. You gonna have to holler at Jessica and her team. So
Yeah,
vote
right.
her in. That's on the ballot.
Well, let me ask this question. So so what you did was to try to get your friend, light a fire and say, vote, laying out that list of all the things that go away. What are some? I'm just curious, because I want to take some notes. What's some other way we can get our friends and everything
You got to hit them where it's at, bro. I done told everybody before. I realized I can't be lobbyist Demetrius going down to my boys. I can't be master's degree, graduated with honors person. I got to take all that stuff off and be another Black man talking to another Black person, or a white person for that matter, because my white friends hit me up too. So you got to hit them where that stuff hurts at, because a lot of this stuff, if you don't know it, we know it because we practice it every day.
Right.
But to the average person, they don't know that when their environment is going down, that's DEQ. They don't know that when their housing and stuff is messed up, that's on the council of state too. They don't know. They know they pay taxes. They don't know where their tax dollars are going to. So you got to explain this stuff to them. And I mean, even if they don't want to get it on that level, you're talking about the food that you eat. That's the commissioner of agriculture.
But listen, D, and this is where I'm gonna say we as community leaders, right? We fail in that department because one, I feel like this, for me registered as a Democrat, I'm coming at myself. We are way behind the ball with this election.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You know, if you don't know, Diddy was out here trying to say he founded the Our Black Party. He is a supporter I am one of the founding members of the Our Black Party. It's a whole group of Black elected officials that came together but we were behind the ball on it because we have actions. We said we want to get more Black people elected into office. We only have 700 across the country. That's not equal representation. We laid out a plan, and now after whoever gets in office, we're going to make sure that we implement that plan. That's the problem. We're going out and educating. We're missing that ball of educating our people. So I'm not just telling you you need to vote. I'm telling you why you need and have to vote. And I'm breaking it down to a level, that's what D's saying, for you to understand. If you can stand in the line to get some Jordan, you can stand in line to go vote. If you're gonna go to the twerk fest
Sandwiches.
and twerk, I don't got no problem because I'm ratchet too. Like, I am who I am. God loves me. He made me. If you want to go to the club and dance or whatever for Halloween, you need to make sure earlier in that day from whatever time to 3 o'clock that you go and you vote. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you could do everything else, the least you could do is vote, because you're not voting for yourself. You're voting for everybody else too.
Exactly. You're talking about for your homies. Put somebody in a place that can get your homie out of jail.
Right.
And again, I mean, you got to talk about what they care about. You know, we see, and I don't partake, but you know, some people love marijuana. They're talking about why marijuana ain't legal, all this other stuff. I'm like, have you voted for somebody to put that in place? I'm like, let me be real with you. I done heard legislators that don't look like me say marijuana and cocaine are the same thing and literally argue for that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, so y'all always talk about we want this, we deserve this. What are you doing to get it? Because ain't nobody gonna give you a damn thing, especially if you got black skin, bro. Like literally, the system was not made for us to like make it easy. Like being for real. This is systemic, and people try to argue this whole systemic thing, call it what you want. It was not made for us to be prosperous like that. So again, what is the 1-2 that we got? Your vote, your voice. And then once you get the right people in there, emphasis on right people, because again, we know skin folk ain't kin folk all the time.
Right.
So, you know, you got to make sure you got somebody in there that can represent you. Because in America, we have a representative democracy. You can't just go, you can go up there and try to advocate for yourself, but you can't go on the House floor and vote.
Right. And I want to say, like, when I say all skin folk and kin folk, I'm not necessarily saying that they, well, it is what it sounds, but more or less, it's like, I feel to me like, you know who you are, you know where you come from, you know what you are first, but you chose to be bought out by the oppressor and not do what you're supposed to be doing. So we got you in there and you lied to us because your head got big, you know, hanging around with everybody, brushing arms. It's like a status. Some people run because they want to be able to put rep or governor or mayor or alderman in front of their name. They don't run because they have a passion for the people. That's me. I tell people I'm the brokest one on the board. All right. I don't have nothing to gain and I don't have nothing to lose. Like if someone tries to hold something to me, I am who I am. I'm there because I care about my people. Whether I'm an implant or not, I'm from New York. I don't have to be from where I'm at to care about what's going on.
That's right.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? But we need real people in office. Now in 45 to say that, you know what I'm saying? I'm not mad that he's a celebrity, because it's about your character. If he, you know what I'm saying? That's all that it is your character as a person. If we had Joe Smo get up there, what happened to my man that was running for president that said the rent is too damn high? That was his agenda. If he became president, I'm rocking with him because rent is too damn high. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to put people in office that deal with what you believe in, the needs that you need them to vote on. Like you need equal representation. If that's a white person, that's fine. If it's a black person, that's fine. If that's Chinese, Puerto Rican, in some areas, the LGBTQ, I don't care. Just vote. You need to vote what matters.
Right. And it's just frustrating. I'm at the point now, why the hell do I got to beg you to vote? Mm-hmm. And you sitting here living impoverished every day, and they can cut your food stamps tomorrow if they wanted to. And your WIC, like literally, you're not entitled to WIC just because you got a kid. Like, they can cut that shit tomorrow.
That's the disconnect, though. That's the disconnect you're talking about. That's why I want to hopefully you can send me that list. But like you lay that list out, they really think about like, oh man, You know, all those people, if I vote, those people control whether or not I can get the WIC or get the fee.
But literally,
I'm
you
gonna vote.
probably don't even need a list. It's everything.
Or, yeah, right.
Honestly, it's really everything.
This shirt I got on my back, I had to pay a tax on it when I bought it. Well, when I bought it, this is small business, so the person I bought it from got to pay a tax. If they, I did pay a tax. Well,
Right.
Yeah.
let me take that offline because everybody business ain't with the way it's supposed to be. But if
Right.
it's legit, I'm not saying this wasn't. If it's a legit small business, you pay tax on the shirt that you bought.
Right. And you gonna pay taxes until the day you die. That's the one
Right.
thing like
And
people
who
always
deal with
said.
taxes? The government.
Exactly. And
Okay.
y'all love to sit here and talk about why they taking so much out my check. Because you got a person that's in that seat that says how much to take.
Right. Community colleges, you know what I'm saying? If you, oh, look, the light came on. Community colleges, for me personally, I don't think you should have to pay. I think associate's degree should be free. But you know what? If you support me and you believe that when I run for a higher office, vote me in there because I'm going to fight for it. Because some stuff, you know what I mean? Like an associate's degree, 2 years, community college. Really? Student loans?
Right.
Listen, the economy is on the ballot. The stock market is on the ballot. Like an associate degree, 2 years, community college. Oh, someone's got a really student loans.
Right.
Listen,
Gerald, is that yours?
the economy is on the ballot. The stock market is on the ballot. Like an associate degree. I'm muting. Oh, that's Daryl.
It was Daryl. But you real though. I'm an HBCU grad. I represent everybody that know me all up and through that legislature. They know I'm gonna say Elizabeth City State before I say NC State and before I say UNCG, because
Right.
I've been in those appropriations committee meetings when they are writing down this damn 300-page budget. I see how NC State, how UNC Chapel Hill, I see how UNCG, all these other schools are getting multi-$100 million on many line items, but an HBCU is only gonna get like 15 million.
Right.
And again, I'm like this. I'm like, yo, y'all quick to put up on the shirt and KS to G-Ho. Are y'all making sure that we got somebody in there that'll vote and make sure that, that'll call out and say, hey, why is it that this school is getting this amount of money and they had a darn $1 billion endowment, but this little poor black school that need the money, that they ain't even got air conditioning. Yeah, and I'll be real with you. Elizabeth City, we had to fight to get a damn air conditioning unit. Like, literally, we had to go and beg to get a air conditioning unit. And y'all know, northeastern North Carolina in the summer, where they used to have the slavery at, it get hot. And them brick buildings, it get hot. You talking about like 90 degrees in some classrooms. Like, how can a kid focus in that area?
No,
Right.
listen, Nick. I know
and this
y'all
is where
knew.
I say,
Go ahead, because I'm about to say I know y'all knew, and we could be on here for a minute because we get heated. So I want to make sure that y'all get enough talk time to say what y'all got to say, because me and Dia tear the streets up on you quick.
Yeah.
This is a regular conversation.
well, this is where I say that disconnect becomes very clear, because while there is that disconnect of us not realizing of where our taxpayer money is going to and putting our elected officials in office, there's also that disconnect of the elected official to the taxpayer.
Mm-hmm.
Because people, when they get in office, like you said earlier, Jamisha, they're running for commissioner, representative, they're running for these titles.
Right.
And when you run for these titles, okay, that's fine and great. But don't forget that title comes with a job.
Mm-hmm.
That title comes with a constituency. That title is not just you. And what I tell most people on my unpolitical philosophy is, to me, politics is like a marriage.
Right.
It's no longer just me.
Right.
When you take an office, you're representing everybody.
Right.
I sit on the board. It's funny that you're a caseworker, because I sit on the board of DSS for Beaufort County.
Oh, I'm not anymore. I was. I'm a realtor. Yeah, but I feel.
Well, me sitting on the board of DSS for Beaufort County, great, perfect. I have to fight for the people that need it.
Right.
Regardless, because we have 2 commissioners that sit on our board.
Mm-hmm.
and this is no slight to them at all, but I am pretty sure that they do not have to apply for social services before they go for retirement.
Mm.
People like us, me, in the future, maybe I probably will end up having to apply for social services because life's tough.
I'm trying to apply for social services right now to cover these cancer bills. You understand what I'm saying? Like this is real life ish we dealing with, and it's hit the head.
Exactly.
This pimple is getting ready to
and these
bust
people-
on November 3rd.
Right. And these people, they just keep on
Yeah.
blaming the government where the disconnect is happening when you literally quit questioning your government officials.
Right.
Where's my money going?
Right.
What am I paying for? And another disconnect happens is when the elected official feels like they don't have to answer to their constituency. They come back into their home district. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean,
That's right.
people in Beaufort County will tell you, our own Sheriff Ernie Coleman, has an issue with Keith Kidwell because he said Kidwell does not come through until he needs an endorsement.
Oh, now you already know how politicians do. They come through when they need you, and they
Exactly.
see them to the next election.
Exactly. You come through when they need
Where you at?
you. They come through when the pockets are getting empty.
Mhm.
But
There's
when
a camera opportunity.
they all finding good, oh y'all don't worry. There's a food bank down the street.
But
Y'all don't
that's
have to
why
eat at
I
my
said
table.
if you get
And
real
that's-
people in office, it ain't gonna matter whether you in their pocket, what somebody in their pocket or not. They're gonna be authentic. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like you can't
that
buy
was the
my
main-
vote.
And that was the major point of me running.
Yeah.
We need somebody in this office, in this seat that cares about the county,
Right.
not someone who's sitting there seeking a title.
That's right.
I want to know why the teenagers in Beaufort County don't have nowhere to go to hang out. When
Which
they-
is important.
it is because they banned them from our waterfront.
Mm-hmm.
They literally banned Stewart Parkway from teenagers after a certain amount of time. So what are you going to do? They're going to push to another area. They're going to push to the Walmart. It's not going to be too much longer before Walmart gets ticked off and says, don't come to our property.
Right.
Mhm.
Then they end up at Cookout. Cookout might put up with it for a little while, might put up with it for a few years before Cookout says, quit coming here. You're not offering our youth, you're not offering anybody
That's right.
the opportunities, the chances, the places they deserve and that they need.
Mm-hmm. You know what politicians are? You know how you get a bag of chips and it look like it's all full and you open it up and it got like 3
Nothing
chips
but a
in
little
there,
bit.
and you don't spend a
Hot
whole
air.
$1.99 and you
Yeah.
was ready. You had your little quarter water, you had your red bag of Doritos because red bag is better than blue bag at me. Okay. You open it and you only got 4 big red Doritos in there, and you got you a quarter water blue. You like, what is this? I just paid a whole $1 for this.
And that's the thing.
Ain't
We
nothing but
need to
air.
get elected officials that are not full of air.
Yes,
It's-
air, that's
It's not, we're not just going to sit up here and debate
Right.
and talk about issues that don't directly affect us. No,
Right.
we need politicians who will sit there and talk about the issues themselves. Get off your partisan soapbox. Quit complaining about what they're doing at the national government. Take your eyes off the national government and look at your state.
Let them know.
How is your state doing?
Y'all better
What
vote
can
for
you need-
Nick.
You know what?
Vote
Nick?
for Nick. You understand? Everybody that I know that's out in Beaufort County, you better vote for Nick. 'Cause
Northern
he's-
Craven County too. We have
Northern Craven County?
Yep, I go all the way down to Fairfield Harbor, down there in New Bern.
You do. I don't, but you right. Oh, I know who ran your race. Yo, I need everybody that know me that got his name on the ballot. You better vote for Nick, okay? Because this
Yeah.
is Nick Blunt.
And this is the thing:
And he ain't blunt.
when people start speaking, the country will listen.
Mhm.
Look at how we did after George Floyd's death.
Mhm.
Let me tell you this. I held a Black Lives Matter protest right here in Washington. I shut the city down by 8 o'clock. I was done by 6.
Mm.
It's the fact that you will listen, but you don't just need somebody who will get in the trenches with you and fight. You need to make sure that you get them leaders in the trenches and put them in the office.
Right.
Do not sit back and let this opportunity pass.
Right.
You have until Halloween to early vote and get registered. After Halloween, come on, guys. Halloween is 2 days from now. Nobody should have to tell you
But
to
listen,
go vote.
but listen right now, because this is breaking news.
Oh man, what's going on?
Who is this? Demetrius Lil Tucci?
Yeah, Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne just posted that he had a great meeting with 45. Besides what he's done so far for the criminal reform, the Platinum Plan is going to give the community real ownership. He listened to what we had to say today and assured he will and can get it done. Listen to me, people. Y'all got to learn how to play chess, okay? Because this is what we call down to the wire, okay? They know that we only have how many days until November 3rd? And because they know this is where we're gonna have to put the color in there, the race in there, they know that Black people are frustrated, okay? So they're gonna pull everything they can out of the box, the toolbox, to get in your head to think you need to vote a certain way. Now, again, I don't care who you vote for, but I just want to make sure you know how to play the game and
Don't listen to
understand the
celebrities.
rules of the game.
Hey, don't listen to celebrities.
So hold on. So let me get this straight with
Where
what you
is
just
little
told me.
Tucci?
You just told me that Lil Wayne
Mm-hmm.
spoke to, I don't care, I'm gonna say his name, spoke to Trump
Oh, you can say
about
his name. I can say 45.
about criminal reform.
He,
about
he
justice.
said, yes, criminal reform, that the Platinum Plan. Listen, do you understand? Even with Biden, his plan was called Lift Every Voice. If they had us or they had the know-it-all about the people that they're trying to reach and engage, you're not going to come up with names like that. The Platinum Plan, I feel like, what's his name? The one that does the little, had the rush cards. The Platinum Plan, y'all don't, it's like y'all can't come out with nothing else.
And honestly, stop listening to celebrities. They are millionaires. They have big ass houses. Like, bruh.
Right, yes.
Like,
That's what people don't understand.
broke
That's a big
ass
disconnect.
is gonna listen to a celebrity. You sitting here eating damn pork and beans and shit for dinner, wondering if your light's gonna be on tomorrow. You gonna let a millionaire influence what you do, bruh?
Right.
They set
They are set
regardless of what happens to you.
Yeah.
So when you go to vote or you go to choose who you're listening to, whoever you're listening to, make sure that they are with you.
Mm-hmm.
That they're going through the same struggles as you. Is Lil Wayne going through some struggles that we are? Let's be honest now. Ever since he dropped his first mixtape, he ain't been going through our struggles.
Oh, shoot.
I ain't saying the man. I ain't saying he sold out.
No, I feel you. I get what you're saying.
I ain't gonna put down no one who came from the bottom and made it to the top.
Right.
However, your bottom now is not the same as my bottom.
Right.
I'm the one sitting up here going to Walmart every other night to try and get me a pack of ramen noodles.
That's right.
While
Well,
you
what's
out
your cash
here
app? 'Cause
going
I
eating,
got you, Nick.
right, going there eating Japanese food every night. No, there's a whole different disconnect in that itself. Why are you telling me about criminal justice reform when, Wayne, when was the last time you went to jail?
Right. You got money for attorneys.
And to that time, how long?
If
you are not going to get judged the same way an average person is going to get judged.
But if you get locked up, is you going to be able to call Lil Tucci and have him bail you out? No. So why you care who Lil Tucci talking to? Whatever his name is, Lil Wayne, whatever. He ain't my favorite rapper, anyways. You know.
Like for real, please don't get bought out, y'all. My fault. Go ahead,
said he was supporting Trump. Then he hide in the background, talk to Chelsea Chandler, whatever handler. They about to get back together, and they come out and say, "No, I was just joking." You can't joke like that.
Yeah,
you can't. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, let me take a different perspective. And I agree. Like none of our people should be listening to celebrities or anything like that. But let me like shoot our people a little bell. I think this is corny. I don't think our people are gonna fall for stuff like this. Like I think this is like this like then like who said I think Dimitri you said or Nick said like how disconnected like the fact that they had to call platinum plan. Anybody would know like you wouldn't call a plan platinum. I mean, that's corny and whack and all that. So I don't even. I mean. Okay, they put out that Lil Wayne supported, and then a few weeks ago they said Ice Cube and 50 Cent supporting Trump. I think our people are smart. Yeah, there's a couple of knuckleheads out there that's gonna like look like 50, supporting 45. I'm gonna support them, but for the most part, I don't think it does anything. So I have a little more faith in our people.
I try my best
But
to have
listen,
faith,
I
but
have friends and family that voted for 45 and gonna vote for him again. That's cool. Like I said, if you go to sleep, you wake up and you cool, that's all that matters. But when things happen, right, you could vote for, like I could vote for Biden, but if something come up that don't rock, I'm gonna be arguing back and forth like, what is you doing, Biden? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm still gonna have to hold you accountable for some things you talking about, things you doing, the character, your morals, your values, your integrity. Like you could vote for 45, but you still got to call him out on his morals, his values.
Well, that's the thing. When you take the presidency, you do not sell out you.
Mm-hmm.
You take the presidency because the people look to their president to lead. You are the embodiment of America.
Mm-hmm.
You are our representative when you go to the UN, when you make a deal with China, when you make a deal with the EU, when you go sit in these meetings with world leaders, there should never be a time like what happened at the last UN summit when the American president gets up there and gets laughed at for what he says.
Yep.
Man, listen. If my mans can't do a 60-minute interview, how he fitting to do the next 4 years, bruh?
Even Robert Kelly sat through a 60-minute.
Listen, Miss Sister, you've been hopping on and off. Like, we need you to get on the mic. Tell us how you feeling. How you doing? Yes, we talking to you.
I was about to say, that's what I'm waiting on.
Ingram,
Tequila, you.
Hello.
We waiting on you.
How you doing? Conversation.
I was reading something.
You
Yeah, she's doing her work. She's doing her job.
I'm sorry, I was reading something. What was the question? I'm sorry.
We need you to jump in and give your viewpoint on some stuff.
Okay, I'm ready. What's up? I was zoned out, y'all. I was reading something.
Jesus Christ. Honestly, the one thing that gets me.
That's what I was reading. It was about Lil Wayne, and I had checked all the way out.
It's all good.
Get out stuff. Like,
one of those things that made me think is like, why are you still pulling millionaires? Pull some common Black people, not Candace Owens, some regular 9-to-5, know something, been through something type of Black people. We're not all entertainers.
That why would he do that? Why? That's not the point. The point is, I need to secure this office for the next 4 years. I need to secure my second term. I'm not about to go to nobody that makes sense. I'm not about to hear somebody out that's gonna make me work.
Right. And that's the point I wanted to make earlier. So we asked the question, like, why is he not leading the whole country? Why is he not representing the whole country? You got to ask, like, what's his actual aim? What's his actual end goal? It's to maintain the presidency and maintain the power. So, you're absolutely right. Right there.
Yeah, listen, I've been going off since we went live because I told you this is the push to the polls. Anybody that's watching, you already know, like, I'm straight to the point, and I've had enough conversations with people about why you're not voting. I am strong about who I voted for and why I voted for them. But please understand, don't misconstrue anything because you're hearing it from my mouth. I do not care who you vote for. I care that you vote. Am I going to question some things that your candidate is doing and your candidate is talking about? Most definitely. Are you going to question things that my candidate is doing? Most definitely. You have a right to do that. But I'm not going to judge you because who you vote for. But if news pops up and things happen and we see how the leadership we do have, I hate to say leadership, the administration we do have is handling some things, yes, that doesn't, that's not a bad thing, because people had stuff to say about Obama when he was in office. I had some stuff to say about Obama when he's in office. I mean, that's normal. That's normal conversation. But you can't come to me if you don't vote. Like, do not come to me if you do not vote, period. I don't want to hear nothing out your mouth about nothing, because I cannot help you. I'm gonna send you to Demetrius, okay?
Don't do it, because I swear to God, you're coming in complaining.
I got somebody for you. They got a question.
Don't do it. I'm gonna hurt your feelings, because legit, I hate complainers already, but if you're gonna complain and you had a chance to make a difference, and that's the thing, like, people don't get, like, when you get down off the presidential level and you look at these other, like, 20 whatever number of slots that are on these ballots,
I think we got
instances. I forgot the number, and honestly, I think it was like 22 somewhere in that area.
Yeah.
Because you still got to count the soil and water people and all of that.
Yeah.
And council of state and judges and legislators and all of that. But legit, by the time you get to these local races, like, these are decided by hundreds of votes, not, the millions and stuff like it was with the presidential. Mm-hmm. So the closer it hits the home, the more important that vote is.
Yes.
We've seen it where in local elections where you got to flip a coin because it was tied. It could have been broken by one person. Like, and it's going to be contested. We're not going to have the normal year where you wake up at midnight and you already see it. That's not going to be the case. It may be, but every person
you might have some predictions. You might be some predictions.
Exactly. I mean, on both sides of the aisle, the only way to assure that this thing is already going to go to court, we know that. Mm-hmm. But I mean, the only way to have a sound argument is for such a high turnout, which we have done a good job in North Carolina, but we need more. Because I know some people aren't voting, and I know who is going to show up at the polls, and I know who ain't got to get big to show up at the polls. We know who ain't got to get big, and we know, yeah.
Because I know on here we talk a lot about Black people and Blackness, and because that's what's going on in the country right now. We're seeing a lot of it. Like, like we say, all lives can't matter unless Black lives matter. Like, take it how you want it. But the thing about it is we still have brothers and sisters, and when I say that, I mean everybody that is not of being Black or whatever. We still have brothers and sisters in the fight with us. They still gonna be there. That you don't think they're just coming to intimidate Black people. They coming to intimidate anybody that's not voting for who they voting for. Exactly. So if they intimidating, that must mean the vote matters. So if they got to come up in here, look what our ancestors went through. People, period. They had dogs, they had hoses, they changed polling places. What they do in Atlanta? They done unplug some stuff with places is getting burnt down. I mean, they shutting down polling places. They pulling the stops. So it must matter. So you telling me that your vote doesn't matter? I can't relate, because I'm trying to find an article. I'm trying to find somebody that wasn't oppressed. I'm trying to find a poll watcher that didn't have to be watched because they wasn't doing what they were supposed to. I'm trying to find where that's not happening, because it's happening all over. That's because your vote matters. So you need to get out and vote, and you need to vote early, because if you vote on November 3rd, remember I said I was voting on November 3rd? I lied to you. I went right up in there and voted early because I know I was not fitting to be out there November 3rd. So I'm encouraging you all, please, if you live in North Carolina, vote for my man Nick, okay, over, what's his name, Kidwell? The name is whack. Vote for Mr. Blunt, okay, because he's going to get it done, okay?
And I will put it to you
the name alone.
On November 3rd.
What you say?
On November 3rd.
No, we want them to vote on everybody to vote October 31st before 3 o'clock.
Good.
Well, on November 3rd, I will be at each and every polling station between Beaufort County and Craven County. I done took a day off of work to come out here and make sure you guys can vote.
You got a working man running for office? That means he's real. That means he got real bills to pay. He got
You're right.
real issues. He pays real taxes. So he's not
Pays
running
real
for
rent
council.
too. So
Real rent. So
and
and
the thing is, look, November 3rd is election day. November 4th is my birthday.
oh,
So-
y'all gotta vote for
There
him.
you
Because
go.
it's his birthday.
So my
Wow.
thing is, when I go to bed,
I hope
on
you wake
November
up as a
3rd,
winner, my man.
I want to wake up knowing, even if I don't win, I want to wake up knowing that your voice was heard. I want to wake up knowing that you are confident in who you sent to Raleigh or who you sent to DC
Mhm.
or who you put on the council state or who you put on our Supreme Court.
Mm-hmm.
Because regardless of whether you like them, I hate them, or whatever, that person is now responsible for both of us until the
Right.
next election cycle.
Yes.
So make sure you have a candidate in there. Make sure you do your research. Look at their Facebook pages. Do what you got to do, but make sure that the candidate that you're looking for is the candidate for you, is the candidate for the people, and is the best one that will bring this country out of the darkest times that it's seen in years.
Yes. And don't stay up late listening to them infomercials, because that's what I call them. They talking about Cal, talking about Tom Tillis. I hate when the voice come on and be like, you're Medicaid, or da-da-da-da-da. Well, Tom Tillis, da-da-da-da, he took all this money from lobbyists. Man, don't watch them. Don't nobody care about none of that. You understand? You go to their platforms, or you go straight to them, to their campaign manager, and you ask them, hey, Cal, you running, right? I live here. What you gonna do here? How you gonna impact my life in an amazing way? You doing what? Oh, okay, I need that. That sounds good. Hey, who he running against? Tom Tillis? Hey, Tillis, you in office. What did you do for me these last 2 years? Nothing. Okay, yeah. Okay, you see, you have a right to do that, because guess what? Your vote is money, because it's your taxpayer dollars.
And this is the thing.
You pay for these people to be in office.
You ain't lying. That damn U.S. Senator salary is nice.
Listen,
Like, oh boy,
listen,
that's money.
That's a pay
and
raise.
lobbyist money that they get, or everybody that sows into them for a vote. Listen, it's money. So your money is being spent. So that means if I made $20 and I'm spending $20, I want to make sure I spend my $20 on quality.
Yep.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Quality. And if
Damn,
you
wow.
feel that the current administration is qualified
Mhm.
and is presenting and producing quality work, then you go ahead and vote. If you feel like they not, I'm gonna need you to get out and vote. You feel me?
And do your research, like honest and truly, and this goes for Democrats, Republicans, Independents, Libertarian, Constitution, Green Party, all of that. Like, bro, y'all walk around with your phone in your hands anyway. The least you can do is take a few minutes just to read something that's beneficial to you.
That's
Like,
right.
honest and truly, like I always listen to Eric Thomas every day. Like that's how I start my morning. And he said, you scrolling on your phone, you can't even tell me the top 5 things that you just read that's beneficial to your life. Like, take some time just to look at some of these candidates. Like, don't listen to the Democrats, don't listen to the Republicans, listen to yourself.
Listen
You
to
trust
the
yourself
issue.
more than you trust these parties.
Yes.
And let me
Absolutely.
put it to you this way. I
What-
am the campaign manager,
Uh-huh.
candidate, and treasurer for my campaign. If you have any questions,
Man.
my cell phone number is up there. Call it. I can guarantee you I will pick it up.
Nick, we live. How you gonna be the campaign and treasurer on your own campaign? You can't do that in North Carolina. You can't do that, can you?
That's a lot.
You can?
Yeah.
How can you be the campaign manager?
Out of
and
Michigan.
treasurer?
Some people don't have to have a campaign manager.
All right, I just want to make sure, because last I heard, you had to have 2 separate people. But you know what? Go ahead, brother, do your thing. He said he everything. Make sure you
See,
vote.
my mother is my treasurer, so me and her do that jointly.
Okay, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, I had somebody as on mine as well. I will say that I did have somebody, but you can do it jointly. But from what I was told, you can be your own. From what I
Okay,
was told
yeah.
now.
Yeah, I have somebody that does mine, because I don't play with people's money. That's why I said my platform when I was running was like, yo, I'm here to make sure this budget is allocated justly, because I don't play with nobody's money. Because at the end of the day, we're running, but also my taxes, I'm spending my taxes too. So what would make you think that I want to sit up here and not allocate my funds justly to where things need to go and issues that need to be fixed?
Exactly.
I mean, not only are we candidates or not only are we elected officials, but we're also citizens. Right. So the same policies that we voting on, we got to go by. Come on.
You are not a rich citizen. Once you get off of Congress and out of DC, you are not getting rich by running for a local office. That is time consuming.
Oh no.
Like, honestly, truly, I think legislators make what, 13.5, I think. And city council members, I think y'all get like a little stipend just to eat, or
I know you ain't disrespecting my little.
I mean, not even, but that just shows how much you're dedicated to this.
Our city council makes more than our senators. Our city council here makes more than our senators.
Wow.
How much y'all make out there?
I think what, 15 or 16?
Y'all make $15,000.
And then the Senate here probably makes like 13 or 12, but then they also, when they're in session, they get like something per hour or something
you get a stipend and then something to drive, but that's about it. But I mean, all that goes to say, once you get out of DC, you're not getting rich by holding these positions. They aren't doing this because they got it like that. I mean, it's nice if you do, but I mean, a lot of people don't. They do this because they actually have something that they care about. Right. And I mean, no disrespect to Tillis and everybody else.
They like spending that lobbyist money, so that's why they want to stay in DC.
They like the attention. They like feeling important. They like being called congressman or a senator too. They like
every time Demetrius get up here, I be looking at him like steak and potatoes. Like, what's good, bro? You know, you the guy that know everybody. Yeah, help us.
I mean, that's the way you want to be, because I mean, yes, we could all run for office, but I mean, I could be impactful as a lobbyist.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, get in where you fit in.
There's a role for everybody in the
yeah, there's a role for everybody. I mean, honestly, truly, somebody said it just perfectly. I think last week I was on another panel. They're like, this is where God wanted you to be at. Like, yeah, you be here and you spread this knowledge. I mean, it don't do me any good to have all the answers and then I'm the only one that's holding it close to my chest. Like, I'm one damn vote, but if I can educate the masses, and I ain't gonna lie, I be tired as hell sometimes because I be going from work to panel to panel to panel. But I mean, I'm enjoying it. It's not even light work no more. It's like I'm doing what I love, which is getting Black people and people in general to know these things. And I mean, to everybody that's reached out to me and asked these questions, I'm appreciative of y'all, because I'd rather you ask me than you go around saying that you didn't have this opportunity to ask and, learn something. Right. I mean,
even when we were pushing the census, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, all dollars matter, bro. You got to fill out the census. And they trying to shut that down. If y'all not paying attention,
they did shut that down.
I mean, they shut it down sooner, you know what I'm saying? But the point of the matter is if it doesn't matter, why are they doing all of this? Why they got all these court cases? If the election didn't matter, why your boy in office already got his people on dial, already saying he not fitting to leave? Because it matters. It matters. Because if he get out of office, they're gonna arrest him. They're gonna, hey, you arrested because you only paid $750. That's who you voting for, $750. Okay.
Right. Yeah. No. Man,
Didn't I tell you it was gonna be real up here?
No, you did. No, you did. Well, first of all, I was gonna say something. First of all, Demetrius, my good friend Tyler Ford said hello.
Tell Thomas said what's up.
I will, and everything. Then you shout out my man Eric Thomas, who's in Lansing. I'm from Lansing. I'm here in Lansing. Eric Thomas is from here for sure. So I wanted to shout that out. But no, absolutely. So what, Demetrius, what you were talking about with Donald Trump paying that only $750 for taxes, man, that is like, okay, that's happening there. There's some folks at the local level that are getting away like criminals, doing things like that along the line, maybe something with taxes or how they run their office. I mean, I don't know. I'm just expressing my frustration. How can you not hold these folks accountable? They're getting a salary. What we were just talking about, the different salaries, and they probably been there forever. Never had to even go to a community meeting. I don't even understand. Yeah, we holding these people accountable. I try to make myself the most accessible. You have social media, you have Facebook, you have so many venues to actually interact with people now. It doesn't make any sense. So
Right.
You know, and I mean, I just want to know what are y'all doing with y'all time?
yeah,
You know, I said something last night that made me think, and I'm gonna say it again because normally I'm in a suit, but Jamisha done messed up and took me out the suit, so now I really don't give a damn what come out of my mouth. But like for real. And this is gonna go back to that criminal justice thing. If you don't like what you're seeing in the system, become the system in a good way.
Mhm.
Like legitimately, I don't know a police force across this country that is overstaffed right now. Some of y'all with these failed rapper careers that you think is gonna take off,
Right.
and it ain't took off in 15 years, homeboy, give it up. Because
Right.
again, I mean, if you don't like it, become it. That's what got me in government. I mean, when me and Tyler Ford, we started in spring 15 together at NC State. Me and him were some of the darkest people in the room. And y'all see me, I'm starting to brighten up because of winter. But I mean, I didn't like what I saw, so I stayed in there and I learned it. And now I'm sharing that knowledge and building up my people.
Right.
Like,
You gotta infiltrate the system.
exactly, and learn it and get in those areas where you can be impactful. Like I can rub elbows with Tim Moore, Phil Berger. I can go down to Dan Blue, and I can go to Darren Jackson on both sides of the aisle. That's how you want to be because you want to be accessible. You want to be able to learn different perspectives because that's what makes you impactful. Because you can say, "This is what they stand for. This is what they stand for. This is what that means to you. What do you want to do?" I mean,
Right.
you don't want to tell somebody what to do. You just want to say, "Here's the info."
Right.
Go with what you want. But legit, I mean, there is so many, and this conversation ain't gonna stop after November 3rd, because,
No.
and I hate that every single year, every single time we wait until the year of the presidential election to try to educate people on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
No, you behind. And we as Black people, and I'm Black, so I can say it, we got to stop being behind because I can promise you, the people on the other side, they're raising their kids from a young age to be politicians.
Listen.
They already have a succession plan saying this is the year you're going to run because I'm going to step down this year.
Yes.
Like, stop being behind. Like,
yes.
keep all this stuff in your mind because we don't have the time to keep re-educating you on every candidate.
Come on. When we go to, I don't know if you've been to National Leagues of City, brother Daryl, but they got the youth council.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? You know what I'm saying? They got the youth council. They raising them up. They not playing. They put them in that atmosphere. So yes, like, and that's what I'm saying, as community leaders in your community, because you know we get views. We be hitting like maybe 2.2 thousand views or whatever. So we talking to everybody in the United States of America. I'm located. The majority of us are located in North Carolina, but we talking to all y'all.
Right.
When you have the information, that's what I say. Like, you know, it's hard to keep me down. You know what I'm saying? I'm recovering from whatever I've been through, and I'm still out in these streets. I'm still on here trying to communicate these things. But like, I'm not gonna die. I don't want to die with this knowledge. It makes no sense for me to go through school. My bachelor's degree just came in the mail. 17 years trying to get this damn degree with life challenges. But what's the sense of having that degree hanging on the wall if I'm not going to talk to my homegirl and let her know what she need to do to better her situation? Right. You have to hold yourself accountable, and you have to hold your circle accountable. You have to hold your friends accountable. You have to hold your family accountable. You have to hold your associates accountable. You have to hold your constituents accountable. You have to hold everybody that you interact with in a day-to-day basis accountable.
Right.
So go vote.
That's right.
Period. And it's free and easy.
Shakila,
go ahead, Shakila.
I'm telling your name up, sis. But I love you.
The accent, because all of my family that's in Jersey, they say it just it's just the accent.
You're so sweet.
I got family in Jersey. I get it. So, you know, I'm listening to the whole accountability piece, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, one of the things that I'm having to deal with right now in my district is a lot of gun violence. Mm-hmm. And what it kind of boils down to is like how we hold each other. It's technically like community policing in a sense, mm-hmm. but in a sense of where we being good neighbors to each other. Like, I'm pretty sure if some of these cats walked into a barbershop and just sat down and chilled out for a minute, they wouldn't even need to question why to vote. Mm-hmm. And And so when we talk about that whole accountability piece, a lot of that has to do with like how we are acting with each other, how we are treating each other. And so in a sense, it's like this kind of brings a full circle of we need to talk with each other. We need to get to know each other, you know, like because we wouldn't have to work this damn hard. Oops, sorry. We wouldn't have to work this hard to get out of vote if we were consistently talking with each other and consistently treating each other like we give a damn about each other.
Yes. So hold on real quick. I can't say this person's name, God forbid me, but someone that's watching left a comment saying they have their kids in speech and debate events outside of school. My eyes were open when my cousin asked me to be a volunteer community judge. Right. And to touch on what Shaquille was basically saying is like, right, we do have to hold ourselves accountable. And I know that we've had said, and it is going to be a good Black Friday edition to have that conversation within our communities in regards to knowing this information. Like, we can't expect them to want to vote if they don't know why they have to vote or why voting is important, because they were never in a position or in an environment or an atmosphere where voting actually did matter, or for them to be taught or understood. Because in schools these days, they give you the bare minimum of what you need to know. They don't break it down for you to understand it on your level. And that's the problem. You have masters talking, but we at a high school level right now. That's how I'm trying to break it down. Like, I'm breaking it down to the very bare minimum. When you turn your lights off, or you got your heat on, or you have your AC on, you need to vote, because voting allows you to have that. It allows you that ability to have that roof over your head, for you to have that job, for you to have that car, for you to have the clothes over your back. Voting is everything in your life. Census is everything in your life. Like, we're not just sitting up here for no reason telling you this. This is real life. This is real life. Go ahead. My bad. Somebody has something to say.
No, you're good. Well, first of all, let me say, Jamisha, and I've been following kind of your journey going through cancer and all that. So I'm so happy to see that you're healthy, and near and dear to my heart. My mom had 2 bouts of breast cancer, and she had her last bit of chemo in March, actually like a week or 2 before, you know, our state started to shut down. So yeah, I'm inspired by you, and I actually have told my mom, like, you know, this girl, you know, I know, and she's like, you know, and just saying keep fighting. So I just wanted to share that. I was going to
tell your mom I said hello.
I will. But no, one of the things I just wanted to say, so to Shaquilla's point about making sure that we talk to each other and to ensure that we have good people in office, and like, so there's that connection. But I think, so Holden, I think when we get in these positions, when we get in these offices, we need to do a better job in terms of keeping that communication, but dialogue, but creating that succession plan for ourselves, so that we're not like, let's say, like, if there are term limits, right, that you have somebody that, you know your values, you know the things that you want to see happen, and you know what the community wants to see. You have that person kind of in place to take your place. You know, so they're not having to scramble to figure out how to run it, get a campaign plan, who to talk to, that sort of thing. We need to make sure that we're doing, that's part of, like, once you're in office, the continuing building of power, making sure that we have something when I'm ready, or you're ready to leave office, that we can reach back. We already have that person we know is, you know, solid, who represents the values of that district or that community, so that we're not trying to scramble and try to figure out who's going to be next up. Like, I think that's how, and I'll just be honest, you'll see a lot of white politicians, honestly, they're buddies. Okay, Jim, when I leave the state rep, and Demetri, I know you've probably seen this, when I leave state rep, I'm going to move to the Senate, and then I'm going to get you in there, Daryl. You know, like, they think, you know, it's
they play chess, not checkers.
But here,
you said that earlier. You said that earlier.
But here's to you, Daryl, though, is, okay, well, also we need your voice, we need your vote, but we also need them dollars.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah.
The ones that's running, you know what I'm saying? We don't have our grandmother's inheritance, okay, right, or the generational funds to get elected. I need grassroots. You know what I'm saying? AOC, Bernie Sanders type of stuff. I need you to give me $1 a month if you can, or $1 a week for my campaign. That's the type of stuff for us to get in higher office. That's the only reason why we got 700 of us in office, is because we don't have no money. We don't have,
Right.
if we had the millions, you know how many emails I done got from Auntie and Biden? Every time Trump send me one, I get one from Biden, or when I get one from Biden, Trump asking me for some money. Biden said, listen, we need $25 more. I ain't give you a dime yet. You got it. You understand? But when it comes to local elections, when it comes to people that I can actually touch, listen, I'm a
and that dollar goes further too. $25 at a local level is going to go way farther than $25 for Joe Biden. You know, and that's why, so that's part of that education too, that civic engagement of, voting too, but also understand that's like the next level. Knowing that if you invest your dollars in this individual for that position, your dollar is going to go further. It's going to ensure that person is in office. But then, so when it comes time to get that next person, they're going to be in a position so they have some ability to make sure that next person comes up. So you're absolutely right. That dollar part, the fundraising part, that's huge. That's huge.
Yeah, and even if you can't fundraise and get money, like the least you could do, you and your homeboys, about 25 of y'all at the courts every day anyway. The least you could do is take all your all your boys and go to the ballot together. Like literally, y'all pull up 8, 9, 10 cars deep going to the party, going to go to the mall. Y'all can go to the damn polls together.
You listen. You could support local dollars. Okay, listen. I used to smoke cigarettes packs a day. Okay, and I used to smoke Black and Milds. I gave it up because I have cancer. I had cancer and I needed to be healthy. You know how much money I would spend? Take that, stop smoking, stop drinking, you know what I'm saying? Or don't buy so many beers this week and give some money to somebody that's running that has you in their thought process. Right. You know what I'm saying? Listen, why are you buying sneakers and clothes? You can't go nowhere but on Zoom. All you need really is a shirt. Come on.
Right.
Donate to these campaigns, literally, because even right now, they're still asking for that money because they might need $1,000 to make that commercial that's going to go, because there are some people that are hell bent on voting on November 3rd. And they got TV, they got Facebook, so they might need your little $25 a year dollar to be able to put an ad on Facebook or to be able to do a commercial so you go vote, or they can tell people to go vote. You know what I'm saying? Because go ahead.
Go ahead, Shaquila. You can go to the finger.
This the one. Okay, this the one tonight.
Listen, y'all just said something. You was hell bent. Did y'all see that Generation Z? I can't think of her name. That told that council up in Kansas.
Oh,
yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love that minute. Yes, sir.
She was going. Demisha was going in, and then she was like, "You hell bent," because old girl said, "You hell bound people."
I thought she was a council member going off.
Me too.
That I was like, hold up. And then she said, Rick.
Yeah, she called him out.
She said she called her oppressors by name. And just so you know, y'all, oppressors doesn't mean white. We just saying, because you got to clarify things on here.
Black people can oppress each other.
Yes,
listen, on that.
Just because we talk a lot about Black issues doesn't mean we're all geared toward Black. We're just talking about the issues that are in the current realm of what's going on right now. And a lot of Black people are dying. A lot of Black people aren't getting justice. We got an election coming. It's a presidential election. That's the point that should be ding, ding, ding. So that means there's a whole bunch of other people that we need to come to and say, hey, what are you going to do to help us?
Exactly. Especially the damn judges.
Right.
Legit. Y'all quit to say free my homeboy.
Who going to sign off on your divorce? The judge.
Exactly. Who gonna make sure that your homeboy get the help he need instead of going to jail for 20 years waiting for a case? Bro.
That too.
Right. We know who's in these damn private prisons that they building, and it ain't a lot of the other people. It's us.
Right.
Listen, don't get you a judge that's gonna tell you they don't believe in divorce. Y'all need to go through counseling before he truly gonna sign off on this divorce to say y'all really don't need to be together, huh?
I have never heard that. That's crazy.
Y'all be surprised, man. Like legit. And then with some of these people that's on this darn ballot, y'all will be surprised what they stand for, what they bout, and
That's
y'all
right.
about to put them in some of the highest positions possible. And they will, you gonna feel these like.
Wait, ain't there an article with what's his name, Kidwell, whatever? He's with the Klansmen or something. Didn't I see something somewhere with the KK Kizzle?
That I don't know.
What's this say right here? It says Kidwell is so is he with he doing some, y'all gotta investigate the same way your baby daddy or your baby mama and you on their Facebook page and you want to know what's going on. That's the same way you need to investigate and do your research on these politicians or people that's running for office. You got to be all up in their business and make sure that when they on camera with their suit and tie, that when they off camera with their shirt on, that they the same people. And I'm not saying that we aren't, you know what I'm saying? Because we talked about code switching and that's a whole nother podcast. We're just saying like the morals, because listen, Demetrius has the same morals and values and integrity and character as if he had a suit on or whether he's rocking his educated black, what's he say? Educated black king shirt. Like that's what we're trying to say. But you do have candidates that are two different people,
right?
When they trying to get that money in that vote, and then once they, hey, yo, popping bottles at they celebration, then you call them on the fourth, like, hey, so remember when I voted for you? What about them resources you was trying to put in my community? You're gonna be talking to dial tone because he's gonna hang up on you. You feel me?
Exactly. Right. You can actually see U.S. senators, they can hide in D.C. Congressmen, they can hide in D.C. President, you ain't gonna see him unless something go horribly wrong. Mm-hmm. But these local people, your state elected officials, your local people,
they shopping at
the restaurant.
Oh, your neighbor, they live across the street from you.
Like literally, y'all know where the heck they live at.
They run up on you. Listen, they run up on you. I'll be out somewhere and hey, I got to talk to you about something. And I'm cool. I'm like, listen, what's going on? What you need? I got you. Send me an email, send me a text. I'm gonna do everything that I can to help you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I like. I want to be able to run up on my elected official. Hey, how you doing? Hey, I need that grant money.
Right.
So
but I have somebody at the table that's gonna advocate for you.
Right. Have somebody at the table. Don't be on the menu like my man said. You know what I'm saying?
Like
don't be on the menu.
That's right.
And that's always my saying. Whenever I walk in that GA, it's where am I gonna be at today where I can make sure that my people ain't on the menu. Because if you ain't at the table, you're on the menu. Yep. Like legit. And you need somebody that's gonna advocate for you that has access and know-how. Cause you can talk all day long, but when it comes down to put like the pen to the paper, and to have those backroom conversations, if you ain't got somebody in there that can advocate for you, you screwed. I'll be the first to tell you. Don't wait till it hit the news.
So I just saw a picture of what this dude looked like. If y'all don't go out here and vote for Nick, okay? Looking like a hot mess. Yes, I said it. Yes, this you could sound bite it, do what you gotta do, okay? But anyways, y'all need to vote for Nick because Nick is it. Okay, I knew of a person that was running the when he first got in, because this is a new district. Ain't this a new district? You heard me?
Brand new district. 2018 was the first election for this district.
Right, and I remember that election. So yeah, I need y'all in Craven County when you see Nick Blunt on the ballot. My man said he pays rent. He has bills. He said his birthday is November 4th. The least you could do is vote a brother into office because he is about the people. He's about change. He want to find out. He about to give you a solution on where the kids gonna be at. You understand? He trying to come to you and let you know he got the kids. He got the kids, okay?
At the bare minimum, he sounds like a really responsible adult. So
yeah, he does. And he got his suit and tie on. So please make sure you vote. All y'all vote for Nick, because Nick is gonna get it done, right, Nick? But listen,
ain't got no choice. So but I gotta get the people behind me.
Listen, when you get elected, right? it says that you're gonna have a legal assistant. Do you get to pick who your legal assistant is?
Legislative assistant.
Oh, my bad. Hold on. Yes, legislative assistant. Does that mean does he get to pick who it is?
Yeah.
Really? So
Yeah.
what does that mean? Maybe
So,
you have
the way
the
it-
ability or a resume, and that it's a job opportunity when you
Right.
put in there. Do you have one already, Nick, that you have in mind?
I don't.
Look at
No,
that. Job,
the-
not to
the-
vote for him, I'm saying, but that's a job opportunity if you put
Yeah.
Nick in.
And plus internship and plus
An
pages,
internship.
like there is so many benefits to having somebody in there. And I mean, once he is elected, the LA office is going to give him a list of candidates, and he can say just as specific as he wants to be. But also, he gets to choose an intern, however long that intern is going to be there, where that intern comes from. Like for the little kids that's in like middle school to high school, he gets to pick a page. Like, and I'm gonna be just as blunt as I can be.
Funny.
However you want to say it, a certain caliber of people only get chosen by a certain caliber of people. And
Yeah.
again, with this
Hold
page
on,
program,
so is the legislative assistant a paid job or is it?
yes, there's a paid position.
All right, Nick, I'm gonna have to holler at you after this, okay? You feel me? Because the sister need a job. You know, you only a couple of hours away. You
And
feel
that's
me?
something to think
Just
about.
let me know.
Think about who is getting
Listen.
hired for these positions. Because I can
And
assure you,
that's
some
what
of
it
these
is.
people ain't gonna jump up and say, "Give me a black LA."
Now, what's the qualification? This is good conversation. What's the qualification? You know this, don't you, D? What's the qualifications for
Can
LA?
you send an email and can you respond to an email? And basically, can you be like an assistant, like just an administrative assistant? Can you respond to emails? Can you write down? Because I was in LA, like I had the intern title, but I was running the office because our LA had surgery and they didn't want to go through the process of hiring nobody. So they said, you take over. Can you respond to emails? Can you tell this man where he's supposed to be at? Can you answer the phone for him? And can you play the game when somebody calls with an issue? Can
Look
you?
at that.
Oh.
If anybody wants to, and then you said the internship, if you looking to get into politics or learn more about it, Nick about to give you that opportunity, because if you vote him in, that's a change of administration, and that means there's more jobs and opportunity on the line, and it's a real person that's running. I don't know Kidwell, whatever his name is, but he been in office and I ain't see no benefit from it, and my mans ain't seen no benefit from it, and my homegirl ain't seen no benefit from it. So honestly, all I see is his pockets was benefited, and you could tell him to @ me, follow me on Twitter, Google me, whatever you got to do, because I'm in North Carolina, I'm in Craven County, you feel me, and ain't nothing changed. So give somebody else an opportunity, and that's my man's right here, Nick. He a real dude. Look, I'm doing your little Facebook, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, this
I
kind
get paid for
appreciate it.
advertisement. I mean, listen, we could be here all night. Somebody saying hi to you. Oh, Shaquilla, I didn't know that you had got married. Congratulations. D, you know her and Quentin got married?
Oh, real funny.
I ain't get an invite. I'm pissed off about that.
Let me tell you
Congratulations,
something. I looked
sis.
at them comments. I said, I'm going to sleep because I
You
ain't
said,
even about to
you
deal
said
with
y'all
it.
got a dog and everything. Congratulations.
Right.
I don't know what y'all talking about. I don't
Listen,
And
listen.
Beach,
I looked at them comments. I said,
did y'all know we broke the record for COVID-19 case today? 85,000 new cases today.
Don't talk to me about no
God.
COVID cases, bro. Don't talk
Like,
to me.
bruh, that just got me. I'm like,
But you know what? Let's talk about it, because this is the problem. Because we're so stuck on party affiliation, we're going to continue to let people die. And this is what I put on my Facebook. I told Craven County, because I went to my board meeting on Tuesday, because no one has brought it up in Craven County. So I posted it and they reposted. I'm probably at 50 reposts, and then they reposted. And I said to them, I said, yo, when was y'all going to let us know that we was a county of concern? Right? I said 61 people in Craven County have died, and our concern should have been when the first case hit Craven County. And it's because, it's politics. No, it's not politics. This is a real virus. Your president got it. Whether he beat it, well, he did beat it, or whether you feel like it's a hoax or not, It's people that are dying because of the complications. Yes, because everything usually says they had underlining things. You understand? But complications from having COVID helped in the process of them dying. This is real. Wear a mask or stay in your house and don't go near nobody if you're not feeling well. Like, I don't understand why this is not a people thing. Like, why everyone is not getting it. This is real. People are dying. The president was at his rally today talking about, well, if I did it another way, they projected 2.2 million deaths. Man, it shouldn't have been one. And then he go back to blaming China. Like, it's not who did what, it's how are we going to fix the situation to slow the spread.
And Jamesh, and the even more disgusting part, how he's just tried to politicize this so that he can get reelected. He has repeatedly, for example, in my state of Michigan, he has repeatedly has demonized my governor, has calls for her to be locked up. There's some folks who try to kidnap her, and really has not said much about feeling sorrow or feeling some type of way about it. More attacking her about trying to keep people safe by having these orders in place. So, I mean, that's disgusting. I mean, again, going back to what we were talking about earlier, the bare minimum of the job is being able to keep people safe, keep people healthy, regardless of Democrat, Republican. If you can't vote for that, like, I feel sorry for you. So,
I mean, I don't know. And maybe I don't pay attention to politics that much. You know what I'm saying? Maybe because I'm in it. But I mean, like, were Democrats that difficult going through? Like, when we had were we that difficult to try and work something out with? Like, where's the disconnect? Like, I don't care if it's red or blue. I don't care what you gang banging. If you got into politics, it's because you should care about people and what happens with the money that goes on in this country. And why wouldn't everybody want to have an equitable piece of the pie? Like,
well, I think it goes back to what I said about talking about Trump, and I'm sure it's the same about some of these Republicans, that you got to look at their intent and why they do what they do. So is it intent to actually govern and actually keep this country together, or is it just to maintain power and push through all the things you want to push through? Right. That's what it really comes down to. And obviously the latter is what we're seeing. So,
right.
But listen, it's 9 o'clock. I got to ask y'all, because y'all never answered. Are we going to hop on Tuesday and chit chat after the polls close?
What time do they close? Oh, wait, that's what I forgot. Sorry.
So they close at 7:30, but I'm like, even if I don't get on, I'm gonna be home, and I was gonna hop on probably like 9 o'clock. I'm gonna be up just because I want to see the predictions. But
yeah, I'm gonna be up all night that night because I got a presentation.
Really? Well, then we're gonna do a watch party, or I'm gonna just be on your FaceTime talking to you because I'm gonna need somebody to vent to, pulling my hair out. But listen, this podcast, this show, Politicking as Usual, like I said, it all started because we want to talk about why voting is important and why you need to vote in this election. Yes, every time an election come around is very important, but I'm telling you, like I told you again, and I'm going to let everybody get a chance. Medicare for all is on the ballot. Pre-existing conditions is on the ballot. Affordable housing is on the ballot. Mm-hmm. Supreme Court is on the ballot. Justice, period, is on the ballot. Integrity is on the ballot. Morals and values is on the ballot. Right. And you're not just voting for yourself, you're voting for your neighbor. Mm-hmm. So you need to get your mama, your daddy, your auntie, your uncle, your grandma, your granddaddy, your baby mama, your baby daddy, your mistress, whoever, and take them to the polls and go vote. Okay, get your side chick, whoever, because we need all hands on deck for this election. Just because we want you to vote, vote. Like I said, you're going to vote for whoever you want, and that's cool. I'm telling you, I voted for Biden and Harris and everybody else on the down ballot. If you don't know what a down ballot is, that means every other position besides the presidency. And I need you to set your party affiliation to the left or to the right and vote your conscience. And I mean, if you can go to sleep at night after you voted and you wake up and you look at yourself in the mirror and you truly voted your morals, your ethics, and your values, then I respect you. But if you have doubt, that's on you. Do your due diligence. Like my brother Demetrius says, you got a phone, you can go ahead and Google, or you can call their campaign manager. They looking, they want your vote. Call them, tell them you got some money to donate. They gonna talk to you. Hey, brother, this is what I got going on in my community. Hey, sis, this is what I got going on in my community. How you gonna help me? You gonna help me on November 4th when you get in the office if I vote for you? Okay, that's how it works, because your tax dollars pay for them to do everything that they do in their everyday life once they get elected. Please believe it. You understand me? So please, if you in North Carolina, you have until Halloween. If you have to go to the polls in your mask, whatever you got to do, bring your ass to the polls by 3 o'clock. Is it 3 o'clock? It's 3 o'clock on Saturday. Go vote, because if you try to bring your ass out on November 3rd and you decide to walk away because you didn't sit in that line, or you agitated, or you ain't got nothing to eat, you don't got nobody to call to bring you nothing, you don't got no chair to sit in, that's on you. You better not walk away. You better sat there, because you did it to yourself when you could have went and early voted. And last, before I pass it on to somebody else, if you did your time and you no longer pay for, what is it called? Fees or fines, and you're free. You did everything. You can register and vote if you're a felon and you did everything you supposed to, and they gave you your information. They said you good. You ain't on parole, nothing. You better go vote, because you have until October 31st at 3 o'clock to re-register and vote. Did I miss anything? All right, y'all go around and give you a last little spiel, and then we're gonna tell them peace. Who want to go up? I'm gonna call you, Shakila, because you ain't paying attention. Tell them why you voting and tell them your last little spiel.
Oh, I got something that I'm just going. Can I share? Let me see if I got some. Allow me to share my screen, because
I got you.
Her homework.
You better not pull up little Tunchi.
Oh,
hold on.
I mean, I don't know what's going on with my man.
I don't care.
Hold on. I'm gonna share my screen.
What you about to?
This is gonna be
video.
mine.
What you say? All right, we gonna because she's struggling with the.
No,
MacBook.
I'm ready. Hold on. There we
Okay,
go.
I gotta say.
Can y'all see that?
Yes.
Who you are or where you
Oh my God.
care, who you are or where you work. Get your ass out and vote. This ain't the election to sit home and lurk. Get your ass out and vote. Get your ass out and vote. Get your ass out and vote. Get your
cute.
Get your ass out and vote. Get your ass out and vote.
I'm gonna need you to get your internet working. I love her.
Literally.
I
who you are.
yeah, I love
Go
her.
vote.
That-
Just go vote. Then.
Did
Go
you drop
vote.
the mic? You
Huh?
dropped the mic after
That's
she.
it. That's it. Go vote.
Yes, please do. And vote for Nick. Go ahead. What you got to say, Mr. Darrell? We got I can't even say your name right.
Yeah, direct. No, you're fine. No, you all said it. Yeah, get out. I mean, we said this was such a great conversation. I mean, we basically laid out all the reasons to vote. if you're not convinced by now, then like, I mean, you're a lost cause. So, I mean, seriously, I mean, I don't know what to do with you. I don't
You
know.
hear Obama, okay? Because I said we in the chat, right? Because we got a little chat. Y'all can't see the chat. We be talking about y'all. I said, why my brother sound like Obama? He got the hands and everything. He's like, listen, if you ain't got it by now, you a lost cause. And you know, it is what it is. We feel you. We'll catch you on the next. We'll catch you on the midterm election. Maybe that might hit you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, that's it. What you got to say, Mr. Nick? Because then my man D gonna say it, and then I'm gonna close this out. And goodbye. Go ahead, D.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, he out. Oh, shoot.
Are you in there? Can you hear us,
I'm
Nick?
here. Yeah,
All right, give us your
I can hear you now.
elevator speech
All right,
after you just got done eating all your little
Guys.
Sonics food. Go ahead. All right, you got phone issues
Gary
too.
Palace.
Listen, when you get
Okay,
elected, I
but,
need you to vote on better
Guys, man,
phone quality. Your phone jacked up.
can you hear it now?
I can now.
Yeah, I just reconnected to a Wi-Fi network. Guys, this is not an election to be taken lightly. This election is not won with words. It's won with votes. Your democracy, your republic, and November 3rd. Like President Obama once said, we are our brother's keeper.
Mm-hmm.
If it doesn't affect you directly, that's fine. Make sure your fellow American is right. Watch, all of that is on this ballot. This hinges on this election, and it's not just the national, it's at the state level. So look at your General Assembly candidates. Most places only have 2 candidates running. It's not hard to do research on us. Call us up, meet us at the polls, get to the polls. More than likely, we will be out there. That is the perfect time to bring up your questions, your concerns before you cast that vote to put us in office. I don't care who you vote for. You need to vote, because I'm going to echo the keynote address of 2004. There is no liberal America. There is no conservative America. There's only the United States of America. We have a privilege that a good portion of this earth does not have. Do not take it for granted. Because all it takes is one vote. One vote can make the difference between you have an Obama or you have a Trump.
Well, what you got to say to that, Mr. Steak and Potatoes?
Honestly, truly, bro, the only thing I really got to say is like Daryl said, there is no excuse this time. You have had early voting for the last 2 weeks. These, like, my dad is a poll worker. Like, I ain't even used to not being able to talk to my father like until like 7 o'clock when he gets off. So you got people who have been on deathbeds talking about make sure you go vote. John Lewis went to his grave saying go vote. Jamisha, even you, while you were laying in a hospital bed, you said go vote.
Mm-hmm.
If this shit was not important,
said go vote. Shit, if
literally,
you vote
Chadwick Boseman, all of that, like, bruh, if y'all are so quick to listen to these celebrities who are still making millions at the end of the day, like, I don't even know what to tell you at this point, but like, your people are going to their graves begging y'all to vote. And I know some people say it ain't gonna make a difference, but I promise you, it may be difficult now, but stuff can get so much worse. And I mean, that's what I'm telling you on both sides of the aisle. Like, look at these candidates, because you do have some wolves in sheep's clothing. And, you know, I'm registered unaffiliated. You know, I don't care how you vote or, you know, whatever your principles and morals are. But legitimately, if you don't vote and you lose everything, I ain't gonna feel bad for you because you ain't fighting for it. A lot of the stuff that we have, we think we are entitled to, and this could be gone in a vote. Your tax dollars are getting spent every single day. You don't even know where they're going to. You don't even know why they're taking out stuff from your check. Like, bro, just vote because your life depends on it. Because I could be all day, but like literally, y'all get on my darn nerves. Because legit, y'all so quick to put on a damn Free My Homeboy shirt, ask questions about why marijuana ain't legal, why my boy going to jail, why my housing ain't the way it's supposed to be, where the
Why
money
the bond's
going.
so high?
Like literally, y'all asking all these damn questions, but literally, we sitting here telling you the answer every single day. It's who you put in office.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can go ahead and try to combat me and say, well, it ain't changed thus far. I'm like, because I'm not saying that you ain't. Change is slow in legislation because it takes so long for it to get done. But that is why you have to be persistent. The same way you DM that girl every single 2 or 3 days to try to get her to talk back to you, that's the same way you got to be every election. Because persistency and consistency is what wins the race. Because like it or not, whether you vote or not, and however you vote, when you wake up on November 4th, somebody gonna win that seat.
We talking about the down ballots, not the president.
Yeah, I mean, and even with that, it's like there is no excuse for you not to vote. People have been, y'all have been complaining about why they still texting me and stuff, because that's y'all tired of them texting y'all. Imagine how tired we are begging y'all to vote. Like for real. Y'all think this shit is a game. It's really not. And you talking about y'all want more jobs, y'all want this, and y'all want that. We own this, or why can't we get that? How come they get it? Because they vote. Because they got somebody that's gonna advocate for them.
Yes, go ahead, Miss Ingram. You want to come in the 9th hour with all your little motivation and stuff.
So one of the things I really want people to like hold on in their minds to is that it's gonna be a minute. It's gonna probably be to the end of the year. If like who we know in any election, who's won. And I think that's so crazy. Just yesterday, Pennsylvania and North Carolina got an extension for the absentee ballots. You could turn it in 9 days after the election.
But it got to be postmarked for the 3rd.
Gotta be postmarked. And I want to say during that interim time, let's not get belligerent out here. Let's not lose our focus. Like these people, after that, they done campaigning.
Mm-hmm.
Still be trying to figure out, all right, I know you waiting or whatever, and I don't know how that's gonna look afterwards. But we gotta go ahead and continue to still hold people accountable in the interim time.
Right. So my peoples, don't be waking up on November 4th and you don't have a good inkling and you out here talking, and then come on down the road, you gotta eat your words. Or what you talking about? Calm down. Ain't nobody gonna know nothing. When you know, we all know. So calm down. We just trying to get to the poll close. You feel me? But listen, we all said a whole bunch. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. This is the Thursday politicking as usual. You know, holla at your girl tomorrow. It's the Black Friday edition. We are talking about relationships part 2. You thought the first one was popping, the second one's gonna be even more. If you have anything that you want to talk about on Thursdays, it's politics. Inbox us. You got things that you want to talk about on Friday, hit us up. You got a small business and you want a free commercial during the Black Friday edition, hit us up. Ask us anything. If you want to jump on the live, we ain't scared. You can't be scared because we keep it real. You feel me? So listen, if you ain't learned nothing tonight, at least know you better go vote. And vote for Nick. Nick, I need a job.
I got you.
This recorded. So if you win, when you win, I'm gonna come to you and be like, hey, listen, I'm gonna answer them phones for you. It's like, all right, I love y'all. Listen, make sure you go out and vote. And listen, all y'all on here, take a mental health day. I'm saying it, but I'm not doing it. And my husband here, because he told me You ain't slow down yet. Nope, they can't see you, boo. You can't keep me down. I need to be resting. Don't send this to my doctors, because at the end of the day, when you got real people in office, when you got real people like Demetrius and Mr. Slaughter and Mr. Blunt and Miss Ingram, and we're out here using our time. It is 9:22 on a Thursday night. We need to be in bed, but we're out here trying to educate you and tell you why voting is important. Yo, don't take it lightly, because it's not a lot of people that's going to sit up here. It's going to be a lot of false people trying to tell you to vote for the wrong people. Vote for who matters. Just vote. All right. I love y'all. Y'all have a good night. And maybe I'll see y'all on November 3rd. Nick, when you in my city, come holler at me. Okay.
I got you.
All right. Bye.
All right, y'all.
Bye,
Yeah.
y'all.